Gimai Seikatsu, or this with My Stepsister episode 8. And this episode review is going to be a little bit different than usual. Why is it going to be a little bit different than usual? Well, basically because I'm not going to edit anything out. You're going to hear my breathing, you're going to hear my errors, you're going to hear, I guess you can say, yeah, my mistakes when speaking. You're going to hear pauses, you're going to hear, again, my breathing. So, yeah, it is going to be a little bit different than usual. Why am I doing this? Well, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try, this new format. I want to see how it goes. Again, it's going to be a little bit different than usual. You don't normally hear me like this. In fact, you have never heard me like this before. This is my first time doing this. So, yeah, I don't know how it will go. Hopefully, it goes very well. And I mean, because of that, hopefully you will enjoy it. Again, it's a little bit different than usual. There is another reason why I'm doing this. Yes, because, well, I don't want to edit, something that is very long. And yeah, I don't want to do that because normally when I'm editing a video, it takes about 2 to 3 hours, maybe, perhaps even longer. There is a lot of mini clips of my audio that I edit out. So yeah, I don't wanna do that. Just for the, I guess you can say, future or the approximate future. Maybe if it goes bad, maybe if people don't like this, I will go back to my older format, which is the one you are all used to. But I'm trying again something new out. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully you all enjoy it. Again, you're going to hear my breathing, you're going to hear my errors, you're going to hear my, I guess you can say, well, my saliva and all those nasty things that I normally edit out. So, yeah, I mean, I'm probably rambling, but I think this is important to mention because a lot of people will be surprised by this new format. A lot of people will be wondering why this sounds a little bit different than usual, why it doesn't sound similar to what they are used to hearing. And yeah, again, I'm not very good at speaking. I'm not very good at, yeah, I guess you can say public speaking. I don't even know if that is a word. But a lot of people do a better job than I do in that sense. I tend to, get stuck. I tend to forget things. I tend to, I guess you can say, mispronounce words. And in general, not do a very good job of improvising. So hopefully it is not that bad. I don't know how I am sounding right now. If I or if you hear any errors, if you hear any words mispronounced, if you hear me get stuck, sorry for that because again I'm not really used to this. I'm not really used to making this sort of light commentary, going with the flow. I normally edit everything out. I normally edit my breathing and all those things out. I know I'm probably repeating myself a lot, but yeah, I think it is important, to get it across. I think it is important again to mention it a couple of times. So yeah, sorry for that. By the way, if you suddenly hear my voice getting a little bit lower, it is because I'm probably looking at my phone because I have some points that I, wrote down. I don't have a script or anything like that. I don't have a, I guess you can say, yeah, I mean, a script. I just have some pointers that I wanted to, I guess you can say, write down so I don't get stuck, so I don't get, I guess you can say, with nothing to speak about. Yeah, I wrote some things down in my phone, so if you hear my voice getting a little bit fainter, it is because of that. So yeah. So this episode was, I guess you can say, as slow as usual. I mean, we all know that this anime is a little bit slow, and I actually enjoyed that a lot. People may think, or some people may think that, maybe it is not for their liking. Maybe it is too actually, slow for them. But I think otherwise, I think that an episode like this is even, I guess you can say, better than usual because it was even slower than all the other previous episodes. I think we can all agree on that. This episode felt a little bit, slower. And to me, that is not necessarily a bad thing. I actually enjoyed it a lot. It is a type of episode that you sit back and enjoy it. And yeah, this episode was like that from the beginning to the end. And again, it is a very much enjoyable episode in my opinion. I don't know how people will receive it. I pretty much enjoyed it. I hope you all out. I hope you all did as well. For example, those things that I just said, I normally edit out, but I'm not doing it anymore. Like I said already, because this is live, this is again not filtered, this is raw, I guess you can call it like that. I will not editing anything out. Nothing of errors, nothing of, I guess you can say, pauses, nothing of maybe even cars in the background or people in the background. I'm not sure about that at this point in time, but maybe not even that I will edit out. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. And I wrote down the second point is that we found out in this episode that Saki doesn't like people that improvise. Saki doesn't like people that surprise her in a bad way, because of course she likes surprises in a good way, but not in a bad way. She doesn't like people that improvise because I mean, I guess you can say, likes to go with the flow. She likes to have everything planned out. And yeah, we see it in this episode that, she doesn't like that. And I think that was one of the reasons why she was a little bit angry in this episode, because she thought that Yuta was, inviting her to the pool out of nowhere. And she perhaps didn't like that. So yeah. And the other thing that had me confused in this episode was why she was angry. We see her angry throughout the whole episode, and I was wondering why. I didn't know what was the case. I was speculating in my mind, maybe it was because of this, maybe it was because of that, but I wasn't really sure. I have a couple of ideas. For example, I thought that maybe it was because, again, she didn't like people that improvise, and I guess you can say Yuta was sort of improvising by inviting her to the pool, or maybe she was angry because she saw, Yuta with Shiori, or maybe she was angry because, Yuta wanted the contact from, I guess you can say, Maya. By the way, there is a car currently passing by in the background. I don't know if you all heard it, but normally those things I also edit out. But yeah, like I was saying, I was wondering why she was mad. Maybe it was because, like I said already, Yuta was asking for the contact of Maya. Maybe it was because she didn't like the pool, although she did mention in this episode that she actually did like the pool. So I threw that, I guess you can say, speculation out quickly. So yeah, it had me wondering. I was wondering all that time while watching the episode, why was she mad? It wasn't until the end that we got the answer to all of that. But yeah, it was at one point in time that I was wondering, is it going over my head? Is it over my head that maybe I'm not understanding the episode? Maybe it is too complex for me. Maybe I am actually understanding it, but maybe something like more complex than maybe I'm giving it credit for. I don't know, to be honest. It was sort of an episode that had me wondering throughout the whole episode, which again, you wouldn't expect something like this from an episode like this, that is very slow, that is very chill. But no, it was actually all the opposite. It had me thinking all over the episode. And yeah, I mean, in general, we found out that it was because, again, she didn't want to go because she was jealous of, I guess you can say, Shiori. She found out in the episode that, or we saw in the episode that she saw that Yuta was hanging out with Shiori, and she came up to the conclusion that she, or I should say, he was hanging out with Shiori because, Yuta actually liked Shiori. But as we all know, that was actually not the case. Yuta actually doesn't like Chiori, or at least I don't think she likes her, but I mean, I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it was because of that apparently. And I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense why she was angry when you think about it, because I mean, she thought all that time that, Yuta was actually, the boyfriend, I think that is the word to say, of Chiori. But as we all know, that was not the case. So yeah, she was angry because of that. And never that I thought that it was because of that. I thought that maybe it was because she wanted to go with Chiori, or I should say with Yuta, to the pool by herself with him, or maybe it was because she didn't want Yuta to go with the pool with Maya. I don't know. I mean, I was speculating, like I said already, throughout the whole episode. But yeah, also the ending was very weird, if I do say so myself, because it almost sort of implied that maybe Yuta and Saki knew each other before. Maybe they knew each other when they were kids, or when they were kids. So I don't know if that is actually the case. That would actually be kind of surprising, or maybe for some people it may not be that surprising, but it was for me. I don't know if that was what the episode was implying. maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I don't know, it was kind of weird to see it. But yeah, I don't know if I am missing anything. Let me look at my phone real quick. Yeah, I already spoke about how nice and slow the episode was. I already said that I was a little bit confused. And I mean, yeah, that was basically the whole episode. I don't think I missed anything. I don't think I missed anything important. I mean, yeah, I don't know how you all thought of this new format. It is a little bit different. It is a little bit more improvised. It is a little bit more raw. Like I said already, you don't normally hear me speaking like this. You don't normally hear me, with so much errors, with so much of me mispronouncing words, with so much of me breathing and all the little nasty details. But I wanted to try this new format, and it is also easier on me when editing videos. So yeah, I don't know how this will fare out. If people don't like it, I will go back to my older, how that way I used to edit videos. But yeah, I wanted to mention that. So yeah, if you don't want to miss the next episode review, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed that video, please give me a thumbs up. And yeah, that was everything by me. And I guess I'll see you all in my next episode review.